What's up, guys? Barry Gaming here, back with some more Idle Heroes, and today, kind of wanted to do a little bit more of I guess you could say an opinion piece, but opinion with some facts behind it, with some info that I have put together with the help of Idle Doiler. If you guys have not checked out his channel, I will put a link in the description down below to his video. If you guys are looking for a deep dive on statistics, that is your man to go to. He loves doing it, loves doing simulations, gets a lot of good information. So thankfully, with his help last night, we went through, ran some numbers, we talked about different things in the game, and we kind of wanted to show a comparison, especially because, let's be honest, this Gate of the Void seems very controversial. Some people love the event, other people hate it. I mean, I say event, but it's new game mode, essentially. While others are indifferent. So I kind of want to put my opinions out there, go over the reasons for my opinions, and then also break it down a little bit further. So let's jump into it. We'll start off with the Gate of the Void, the modes and everything, and I'll give you guys a little bit of my opinion. So, a lot of you guys know I have built Sword Flash Shia on one of our accounts, the Lights Army. But again, I have 3 other accounts. One I don't really ever highlight is free to play. The other 2 are now free to play, I guess I should say, but are at a decent VIP level. So I feel like I kind of have a good grasp on many different parts of the games, depending on the level of spending as well. At least I think I do. If I don't, guys, just give me a shout out. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know if I'm like completely off base or something. If you don't agree, you know I love that feedback too. But I figure I want to go over my perspective of the new modes, the events and everything, and give you my opinion from all aspects and all kind of tiers of spending in the game. One thing we should probably jump into is the Void Temple. So I know a lot of people think this is a little arbitrary. It's not great. But to me, it actually makes things relevant again. When is the last time people have cared so much about Tower of Oblivion getting certain records done? Aspen Dungeon. Granted, Aspen Dungeon having a higher level cap, it's okay. I mean, it's good, it's bad at the same time. I can see it both sides of it. 1, you have to invest so many more resources. 2, if you're not at the end game, you're going to fall behind because you're not going to have the max level hero necessarily. Kind of like me, I don't have Death 100 done. I'm just not going to be able to get my heroes to 350 yet. But it's kind of cool. There are nice little bonuses like doing broken spaces. I mean, this really touches on every part of the game and gives it a little bit more relevance, I guess you could say. So Sealand, I mean, how many of you out there do one Sealand, especially Dark Sealand, and then just like, I don't care anymore? That's a lot of game modes that you can play, that you can have some fun and some goals to strive for. There's a lot of things you can do, and it's something I think I might jump into too. I only have 3 of these done. I have others I need to complete. Why haven't I? Because before I was like, there's no point. I don't care about them. I just don't care. And it feels bad to not care about a game mode. But now there is a reason. So in my opinion, I kind of like that aspect of this, especially Aspen Dungeon. You guys know June is the man with Twitch, with Aspen Dungeon, on his YouTube as well. He is he's the dungeon daddy. He knows everything about Aspen Dungeon, or at least tries to. He learns, he adapts. But it's such a fun game mode that a lot of us wouldn't even care about if it wasn't for this new addition of increasing level caps. And I'll be honest, it's one of the most fun parts of the game to me now, and I used to ignore it all the time. How many of you guys used to just go in Aspen Dungeon, smash, grab your rewards from the shop, and then just leave? Don't even try it. But now it's like you're theory crafting. You're figuring out different ways to progress your team. You have different goals of, I want to save up for this pay to win artifacts. I want to get a Tix. I want to do all these different things. It's just something so cool, and especially with the new Tix hero. I mean, eventually you guys, if you don't have them yet, you'll have a chance to in a couple months with Prophet Orbs. But Tower of Oblivion, Tix made it so easy to clear. And he's not even a light or dark hero, he's just a shadow hero. A shadow hero is probably one of the strongest heroes in the game right now, which is crazy. But it's so fun how these heroes have niches, and they're so good in certain parts of the game while struggling in others. But a lot of the heroes that are coming out are very nice hybrid heroes, so you can kind of use them in just about any part of the game. But yeah, the Void Temple, big thumbs up for me. I feel like it's reinvigorating parts of the game that were just essentially left for dead. Like, that's just my opinion. Obelisk of Heroes, I mean, let's be honest, it is what it is. It's the big old, for the whales, big old flex. Yeah, that maybe that wasn't a big, that was a small flex, but you know what it is. I mean, every game has leaderboards, is what it is. I mean, I don't even rank on these guys. Like, I don't care about them. I mean, maybe I care about this one, but most people shouldn't even care. I mean, it's cool to see names. I mean, I feel like that's part of being a whale, is you want that recognition that you are the top. And you know, there's not much skill in this game. I mean, if my name is right here, that's the biggest red flag that there is no skill needed in this game. Okay, maybe a little skill. There's some skill. But when it comes to full power, things like that, not so much. When it comes to PvP, Aspen Dungeon, there's definitely skill involved, but this is just the big old flex. Don't worry about it. It's a cool little thing to have. I know a lot of people out there are like, well, I wish they had this for like a PvE damage dealer thing. I'm like, it's not gonna be much different though. I mean, the whales are still gonna be on top. It's really not a huge difference, but Obelisk Heroes, it is what it is. It doesn't bother me one way or the other personally. I know some people might not like it, but I'm fine. And I'm fine. Realms Gate, so the new PvE mode. Ooh, I had a smash going. I stopped myself short of the mine. Oh no, I did the mines, then I smashed a couple. Guys, one tip, I know I'm deviating. Do not smash past these mines. You want to deploy a hero. If you smash past the mines, the hero will not get put in and you will not get your charge. So, nice little sidetrack. Anyway, the new game mode. A lot of people complaining about this, saying, what is the point? It's so easy. I just gotta say this to you guys. I mean, when you jump in a brand new game, I mean, I remember back high school. I mean, I'm gonna age myself here, guys. I played Halo Combat Evolved, the very first one. I played it on the easiest setting. I blew through the game and I was like, good lord, that was stupidly easy. I then bumped it up to Legendary and spent weeks upon months trying to get through the game. That is essentially what we are at here. At Void, I mean, we are at the lowest of the low Void difficulties. It goes up to 100. You gotta realize, this is the equivalent of them releasing Aspen Dungeon and us starting on Easy 1 and just smashing through it and be like, oh, what's the point of this? This is easy. This is way too easy. This is boring. It's the same thing right now. We are on the easiest of easy difficulties. Once you get up even into the 30s to 40s, I guarantee you guys are going to struggle. You're not going to be able to do some fights. You're going to have issues where you have to hit fights multiple times in a row. And there is going to become a strategy of what heroes you need to use on certain fights, especially puppet fights, because they get very difficult. But I just got to say, I know to a lot of people, this right here is boring gameplay. I mean, it is what it is. It's a new mode. We're getting more resources. We're getting free resources for new heroes as well. I know it could be cooler. I know it probably could have some more interesting factors than just going in and doing normal tower fights. But guys, this is going to get a lot more difficult. And it's going to get a lot more interesting. Your decisions on which blessings you grab are going to become very important. You're going to want and need those blessings as well. I'm telling you guys, I know a lot of you don't like this mode, but I guarantee you when it gets to a certain difficulty, it's not going to be just smash and forget. You're going to want to be in here. You're going to want to do the fights manually. You're going to want to see what happens, and you're going to want to try to make your team better so that you can keep progressing and get those absolutely amazing resources. Smash. I mean, if you're completely out of time, yeah, just smash it away for now. Make sure you keep upping that difficulty every time you do a layer. You need to get to the higher difficulties immediately to get all the extra resources. I'll kind of leave it at that. I mean, it is what it is, guys. You need the higher difficulties, and then it'll be interesting. I mean, if you had to start over at Easy 1 in Aspen Dungeon, it would be the most boring thing in your life that you have to smash through. And there's no skip button on Aspen Dungeon. You got to do every single wave. So just kind of doing a comparison, because I know a lot of people, this is the first new actual game mode they've experienced. And I mean, it's like everything. When there's something new, there's always a starting point. Speaking of that, I do think the one big thing we need to discuss next is the summoning for the Void. I guess we'll call her Sha now, as that's how it's pronounced. Void Sha. It's Shia. I'm staying with Shia. We're not changing that up. But yeah, I want to do a little breakdown for it. I will say, yes, This event is a lot of money, but let's jump over. I got an infographic ready for you guys, so let's do the comparison. We've done some math here. All right, guys, here is my value infographic. I know you guys love hearing about berry value, DH value. I know, it is what it is, but we need to talk about this event as if other events had just come out too, because the one biggest thing about this is there's no way to save up resources for this big event that costs $2,000. I mean, 2,000, we'll say that in quotations yet again. But we need to do a valid comparison, especially moving forward. Do I think that it was a good idea releasing a hero maybe day one? Probably not. I would have liked it if they released it maybe 3 months down the road. But again, let's jump into the breakdown. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, guys. So I did this little cost breakdown. A lot of this math and simulations were helped by Untitled Chapter. So again, link in the description to his video as well. He does tons of data, a lot of statistics, a lot of simulations. So if you're into that type of thing, make sure you hit a subscribe button on his channel. But let's go over this. So this breakdown, you might be saying, Barry, where are these numbers coming from? These do not look like the cost of a heroic summoning event on the left and then the void summons for Transcendence on the right. Well, we're taking both of these in a complete vacuum. Day one, heroic summoning event just came out into the game. Void summons just came out in the game. Both of them, you have 0 resources saved. Very interesting comparison when you actually look at it in a vacuum like that, where the cost is really not even that big of a difference. It's a difference of $190. Now, where are we getting these costs from? We are buying out all of the heroic scroll packs and the monthly packs to get enough heroic scrolls to do it. Again, we are purchasing 1,880 scrolls because you're going to get 120 of them from the event. In the void, we are only purchasing 280 because you will get 20 from achievements by doing it for the first time. So that's where the costs aren't quite as high as they should be, but that's because you get the resources. You don't need to spend that much. Very interesting. As far as the gem cost goes, of course, the scrolls are much more gem cost effective. Very, very cost effective. Gems are about 235,000 for heroic scrolls for the total that you need versus 420,000. Good number, but yeah, so it's kind of interesting to see. But the big difference here, guys, this kind of blew my mind when I was talking with Idler, when I was talking with June, a lot of guys. The number of 5-star summons you get from heroic summoning on average is about 122. That includes the rewards you get from it on top of that. If you include like the profit orbs and the food that would generate, it's about 140, 155 stars. The void, you're getting 300, and they are overall usually a higher quality hero as well, because you're going to get a lot more light and dark 5 stars compared to heroic summoning. So right there, I mean, you're looking at twice as many 5 stars by doing void versus heroic summoning. Again, this is all whale numbers, guys. This is not for free to play. It's not, we're talking about pure value of that number, because there's this huge stigma of $2,000 for a new hero. In reality, it wouldn't be any different for a different game mode. New summons, when you do heroic summons, you're going to get about 8 to 11, somewhere in that ballpark. When you do void, though, you're going to get about 13 to 14 of the heroes that you are picking, which is kind of crazy high. That is very, very, very good. As far as the gems per 5-star, it's much worse for heroic summons. 1926 versus 1400. Pretty good. That's definitely pretty good. I mean, it's 1,400, not 1,500, because you're getting all those extra free ones as well, so that's why there's a difference. But the crazy thing that it kind of blows my mind. In a heroic summoning event, you're essentially, as far as dollar value goes, you are spending $13.77 for a 5-star hero. That's crazy. But then when you look over at the void, you're only spending $6.23 for a 5-star. Good Lord, that's kind of crazy. That's crazy how much we're actually spending when people whale. Even mid-spenders, when you spend, that's how much you're spending. Or rather, your value of your resources is worth in DH Games value. So I thought that was really interesting. I wanted to share that with you guys. Of course, there are bonuses for each one. Heroic Summoning, you'll get 100 Eternity Crystals, which is essentially saying For every heroic summoning event you do, you get a free E5 worth of copies. You get the next hero essentially for free. Whereas in the Void, the Transcendence, you're going to get 2.5 million Transcendence crystals. That's essentially half of a hero, half of the next one. But that means it's kind of like a buy two, get one free type thing. So it's not as good, of course. But yeah, I thought that was a really interesting comparison when you actually break it down. If both these events came out for the first time at the very immediate launch, it'd be a very, very different perspective, I think. Granted, do I think people should be buying Void Shia? Absolutely not. Do I think she's worth it? No, I do not think Void Shia is that great of a hero, that meta-defining that I think you need to do it. I really, really don't, guys. Of course, all the whales, all the Megalodons, they're going to get them. I mean, let's be honest. Just about everybody who's invested is going to get it. I know there's already over 100 people on iOS that have gotten Shia. Pretty sure it's over like 30 or 40 now on Android as well. So, yeah, there are people grabbing her. But do you guys need to? That's the big thing. Do you guys need to? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Not whatsoever. Next up, let's talk about the big elephant in the room, Sword Flash Shia. Yeah, she's got some skills, that's for sure. Is she worth it? Absolutely not. Should you do it? I don't think so. I know I really wouldn't have if it wasn't for YouTube, you know, if it wasn't for making content, if it wasn't for letting you guys see what this is like. I wouldn't do it. I don't think she's that meta defining. I really don't. We have tested her in just random lineups against good lineups. She is not strong enough to make your team win, which in my opinion means she's not an overpowered hero. Is she powerful? Absolutely. Is Tix powerful? Absolutely. But they're not, this not a hero you just throw in any old lineup and just win. And I think that's a good thing. I really do. I know a lot of people have been complaining about her speed being so high, things like that. One thing you guys have to remember. Shia and Transcendence heroes, the whole Transcendence faction, they don't have Celestial Island towers, which means their base stats need to be higher. Now that does have implications in PvE and Aspen Dungeon, but let's be honest, Sword Flash Shia, she's not a god tier PvE hero. Russells do it better, Garudas do it better, Delaciums and Ithquas definitely do it better. So it's not like you're losing out in the PvE side of things. I just don't think it's that big of a deal, this hero. I know a lot of people are making a big deal about it, but I own one, guys. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I own one on one account. I don't own it on 3 accounts. I don't use it that much. Maybe if you're that person hunting to get to #1 on the leaderboard, yeah, that could be a thing. That could definitely be a possibility. But overall, I don't really think it's going to be that game breaking. I honestly think the future Transcendence heroes, the Void heroes, are going to be better. That's just my opinion. You guys might disagree, of course. I know you guys are already typing. Just leave that comment down below. Let me know. I'll try to read every one of them and reply to as many as possible. So before we get out of here, one last thing to touch on. A lot of people are asking, Barry, what should I invest in? Should I be buying these cores of Transcendence? Should I be buying these heroic scrolls? Should I be buying profit orbs? Let's be honest, guys. There's no one answer to this problem. Each one of them has a benefit, and you have to realize where you are in the game. If you are completely free to play early, mid-game, you should just be investing in profit orbs. It's going to be the best bang for your buck. Easiest one to save up to finish events on. Very good to do while you kind of idle along, save up heroic scrolls, and do maybe 1 or 2 heroic summoning events per year to get the brand new light or dark hero. Now, if you're a medium spender, low to medium spender, profit orbs are good. Scrolls are probably better. If you're getting the gem packages and you are nearing a full E5 team, you might want to start investing in some heroic scrolls if your gem budget allows it. You got to make sure you budget out all of your purchases between Sealand smashes, event raid smashes, gold, a lot of different things. But heroic scrolls is definitely a great one. And then, of course, you get to that end game player, whether they're free-to-play, whale, we'll say free-to-play, low spender. It's a decision. Do you invest in Core of Transcendence? Because it's going to take you 300 days, so long as we don't get any other ways of getting resources, to actually get enough to summon someone. I don't think it's worth it. I think you need to stick with heroic summonings. Try to do as many events as you can in the course of the year. In my opinion, Core of Transcendence is 100% a spender purchase. 100%. I don't think anybody who is not spending at least a couple $100s a month on the game should even consider this, because in my opinion, the only way you buy Core of Transcendence is so that you don't have to buy as many packs whenever you want to summon for a Void hero, a Transcendence hero. That is simply it. It is the only way you lower the price of a future hero. Now, granted, you buy out this first hero, you're going to have half of the next hero. Chances are when Queen comes out, you're going to have enough free resources to get it. So it's not like you're going to have to spend every single time a Void hero comes out. But these are definitely going to be a way if you are a spender and you are in the end game, guys. I wouldn't do it unless you were already pushing for that end game PvP content. That is definitely what those are made for. Ooh, all right, guys. I know I'm really long-winded on this one, but I just want to get as many thoughts out of my head to you guys so I can get your feedback, get your guys' opinion too, because I love listening to everybody's different opinion on different things. There's no one right answer. There's no one right opinion. Different people enjoy different things. It is what it is. But one thing I wanted to make sure everybody remembers is we still have at least 2 more Void modes incoming, which is going to give us more resources to build these heroes free to play. It's only going to take roughly like 5 to 6 months to free to play get a Void hero, just 100% free to play. You don't need to invest gems, you don't have to invest money, nothing but your time doing the Realms Gate. It's 100% free. Are you getting it later? Yes, of course. But this is a mobile game. There's always going to be a difference between pay to win, free to play, and that's where you have to make your own fun. In my opinion, I say it all the time, and that's what I do on my different accounts. I try to have fun in my own way. Am I going to get number 1 on that leaderboard? Good Lord, no, I'm not. But I'm going to have fun in my lane fighting against people that I know are of similar power, and I want to compete against them. Are those whales going to smash you? Yeah, kind of is what it is. I mean, it's good. It's fun once in a while when you can beat that whale, but most of the time you kind of stay away from it. You try to hit your own weight class and not up or down really too much. So at least that's my take on it. Again, you guys might have a completely different one. I respect that. I totally respect that. Everybody enjoys things differently, but I'm saying the Void, a lot of people are saying the Void's bad. I don't think it is. I think it has tons of potential. We're not even there with things like the Realms Gate. We're just not even there to even judge it yet. Wait till it gets difficult. I guarantee you're going to want to pay a little bit more attention at the very least. Plus, we have more PvE modes. It looks like we might even be getting a PvE boss mode. You never know. We'll have to see. Hopefully, if I see some spoilers, I'll pass it along to you guys. But let me know what you guys think. I know I just ran extremely long-winded, but I just had so many thoughts in my head that I wanted to express to you guys, and I want to hear your opinions too, whether it's positive, negative, if you think I'm completely off base, if you 100% agree, anywhere in between, please leave a comment down below. I want to read every single one of them. I want to know what your guys' opinions is, because that's the only way we are going to continue to build a constructive community, pass feedback along to developers, and just try to make the best of the game that we enjoy. Like, at the end of the day, that's all I try to do, is I try to pass on information to try to make this game more enjoyable for every person. Free to play, low spender, mid spender, whale, megalodon. I try to do the best I can. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Hopefully you hopefully I hit some good points. Let's just put it that way, whether you agree or disagree. But I hope I articulated myself well enough. I know I'm just rambling on at this point, so I'll let you guys go. Hopefully you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you guys next time.
How can